Hey, hello everyone. Remember this Nakamichi MR-1 we've been fixing recently? Yeah, that's what I was fixing recently. Alright, so it's got back and I just started to test it. Owner claims that tape transport stops during playback, so the issue was not fully resolved. So far I'm testing, everything looks to be fine except I don't see left channel. Alright, so let's check what's going on. Yeah, we have both channels. Okay, it's fine. Probably my recording was on one channel. I was trying to test phase shift between different frequencies, and I learned that my method of measurements is not very good one. Right, so I need to find a better approach. So far we have an idea. Like, I was doing additional research with ChatGPT, with Claude, and was analyzing schematics, was checking different parameters. So why, if DEX measures the same frequency response, they come up, oh, see, it just stopped. All right, luckily, oh, it won't start anymore, you see. Motor just go out. Right, we need new motor. Definitely, this one don't want to work. All right, let me see. Oh, now it's rolling again. Here, that spot. It don't start anymore. Alright. That spot is back. We need to replace motor, so I will install new motor, and I will work on the schematic to make it working with this new motor with a little bit higher consumption. So stay tuned and you will see results. As you may see, I had to disassemble everything again, almost to the last screw. Remove the capstan base, capstans, disassemble everything, front panel and so on, to get to this motor, because we need to remove both reels, otherwise they would not work properly, like we cannot pull it out and so on. Okay, so now let me install it and I see you soon. Well, motor replaced, everything is assembled, and we get back to the previous point when reverse work and fast forward, nothing happens. Right? Same with playback. As you may see, there is no support in the take-up reel. I have only one direction, single direction. Okay, now what I will do, I will take a look into schematic one more time, try to understand why it don't like this motor, because I tested with external power supply and it does well, like 2.1 volts it works, it rotates, and 6 volts is strong and forward. Everything should be good, right? And we get the same situation when I get last time when I was working on it. And we don't have other options, so I have to make it working. So stay tuned. Well, I was able to figure out what's happening. So with this schematic, when I reverse place this transistor engage 12 volts, not 12 volts, engage this one cable from the motor to the ground, and the second transistor here engage 12 volt, 6 volt to the motor. Okay, when it reverses, let me get something more useful. All right, so reverse here, engaging this transistor, it engages this transistor, 12 volt goes to the one wire, and engages this transistor, it gets current to the ground. So it works. Opposite direction. We turn on this transistor, right? It opens this to the ground, and it opens 12 volt from here to the second wire. But the problem is that this regulator gets voltage drop. So from 6 volts it gets to 1.5 volts only. And I believe something happened in between these two transistors. Right, this one engages in the playback. It gives 0.6 volts. In all other cases, it gets 0 volts. But I didn't mention any change here during like fast forward, which technically should not adjust and change anything here. And I see lots of modifications on this board, transistors that was replaced. That one I was soldering, but this one I didn't touch, it was soldered. And there are quite a few parts more which are being soldered. Let me see if I would be able to figure out what's going on. Here I have an additional transistor here. I'm not sure what they've been doing. Modifications, adjustments, but it looks like it's like factory. Okay. So let me see. We need to understand why this regulator, which technically is 12 volts, and its divider 18 kilo ohm by 39 kilo ohm, right? So it would be about like 12 by 2/3, right? 2/3 from 12 should be 8 volts, minus drop on 2 bases, it should be like around 6 volts. Right, and it should be sustainable unless these transistors open to the ground, and it will like replace 39 kilo ohm with 8.2 kilo ohm, and then like it will drop voltage, and it should drop like by around 3 volts. So when transistors open, it will be 3 volts in the playback mode. So technically, it's understandable how they did it. The problem is that in fast forward, for some reason, it drops to 1.6 volts when it should not. All right, and I still didn't figure out what's going on. I checked these two resistors, they're fine. So something really weird is happening. Whereas we have 1, 2, 3 transistors. Maybe that one, but there is no short. Only if there's a short on this line here. When we're trying to get 12 volts, then it will drop, and I probably will give some voltage here. I'm not sure, but still should not close this or open this transistor. Not sure why. Let me see. Probably if this Q6 weight is bad, then when 12 volts opens, but it still like should work. Only if there is some shortage on this side, on this wire. All right, this one. All right, so I figured out the problem. As you may see, I'm connected one probe to the motor and second pin to the ground, and we have a short. I don't understand why it's shorted. Let me get another motor and let's test together. Okay, and I'm measuring another motor and I have the same issue. So between the body and the one side pin, we have a short, and it looks like they're all like that. So I have to open and understand what's wrong. Let me do it. All right, and here is the reason. So this side screw has a plastic spacer underneath, and this side did not. All right, so when this screw is settled in the body, it just conducts from this pin here to the chassis. So I need to install spacer, plastic spacer here to isolate, and then assemble this motor and then replace this motor there again. So I don't remember how many times I'm already did this disassembly. I'm very surprised because this motor is supposed to be reversible, and I don't understand why they've been assembled this way. But now I know Now I can replace and it will work. That's good news. See you. Here I'm installing this plastic spacer, and as you may see, there is no more conductivity. That's the good news. Now I can assemble this motor and then reassemble it back into this tape transport. See you soon. Here guys, another disassembly, and I'm installing the isolating spacer. I just tested with my probes and everything looks to be fine. Now I will lubricate and assemble this motor, and that should be it. Finally it should start working. Good news, I have another dozen of these motors and I would be able to restore more Sankyo decks now. See you soon. And finally, fast forward. It's very strong, good motor. Rewind. Playback. Perfect new motor. Let's see how it will pull till the end. Ooh, another win. I won this battle, and it was really hard to understand what's wrong. If you remember, last time I tried to install this motor and it didn't work. I thought it's because consumption, it's kind of 60 milliampere. It's like a little bit more powerful than the other one. But as you may see, it works really well. Now let's rewind to the end. And I will install torque cassette to test it. How good it is now. Yeah, it's time consuming, like fully disassemble, like remove tape transport and fully disassemble tape transport is really time consuming and really tedious work, I would say. Okay, but you can do it if I did, so like anyone can, really. Just like record your steps, what you're doing step by step, and you would be able to get it. I never could imagine that they will not install spacer in the reversible motor. Like, what the heck, really? As you may see, it's pulling really strong now. So I will consider, like, starting August this year, another repairs for Sankyo transports, okay, with similar problems. You see, it's strong. Okay, now let's measure. And now let's measure the playback. It's perfect, 40, perfect, and 8 grams on the supply side. Take a look. Almost no vibrations on the right side. Goes pretty close. Okay, now let's see what we get with fast forward anyway. 105, 95, 100, 100, 100, 100. You cannot wish for more on the deck. Now it's perfect. Alright, let me assemble it. Let's do final tests before giving it back. Assembled. Now I tested all modes. I tested playback at the end of the tape. It not stops anymore. I tested playback parameters. It were fine. When I tested recording parameters, I mentioned that the record phase was off. Probably while I was like moving tape transfer back and forth so many times and somewhere like touched with my finger, I'm adjusted record phase. Now it's perfect. I tested its records in place, like one-to-one to the source. So it's good to go. I hope it will have a long and interesting life now. Thank you for being with me for that long. Thanks for staying with my channel. Subscribe. We're getting more decks, more interesting. I just got Pioneer CT93 with very interesting problem. Okay, stay tuned. See you and bye-bye.